There's one more addition to the shop, but it's something that I absolutely do need. With the production of the cutting boards and everything else, I needed a dust collection system. Currently, what I'm running is okay, but for the big tools, it's not. Especially the table saw, which creates probably the most dust, well, besides the planer. So this is what I've been using. Dust Deputy on a 5-gallon pail. It's done very well. Problem is, well, number one, the vacuum is annoyingly loud, and I don't want to burn out the vacuum. So I actually went and I purchased a dust collector. So what's in the box is a King 3105C. It's a 1200 CFM dust collector. It's a little oversized for the shop, but with the suction and everything else, I think it'll be fine. It runs a 12 amp motor. The good thing about this one is that it is switchable. So if I decide at some point to put some power in the shop, I can switch it to 220 and it only runs at 6 amp, which that's great. That's not gonna happen yet, but it could be in the mix. So welcome to the channel. This is gonna be an assembly video of my dust collector, and I have solved temporarily the power issue that I've been having currently in this shop. Before 2 days ago, I had one 15 amp breaker running in this entire shop. It's a little overwhelming how many times I've had to run back to the house to flip the breaker. This shop is not attached to the house. It's probably about 20 to 30 feet from the house. So instead of ripping up my backyard to install a 100 amp service and incur the cost of all that, which I didn't want to spend the extra money at that. So what I did is I put an outdoor plug, a 20 amp outdoor plug on the outside of my house, and I have a whole bunch of heavy duty extension cords, and I've already used it and it works beautifully. So there's my power solution temporarily until I either get some money or I have to upgrade. And when I upgrade, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 tools are going to 220. So this is going to be an assembly video on how to put together the dust collector. I don't know, I haven't really looked to see if many people have done this, but it is one thing that I try to do, is try to simplify how to put stuff together if people aren't handy in, I don't know. So these are your instructions, and it's literally 2 pages of assembly. That's it. It's not hard. It looks fairly straightforward, and I'm excited to get this together. On top of the dust collector, I am also going to put it into a separator. So something, it's not going to be a Dust Deputy or a Cyclone per se. I'm going to create my own out of a lot of noise. I'm going to create my own out of a garbage pail. I'm going to have a lid, and I'm going to have 4-inch fittings to create a Cyclone to make the separator. So I don't go through a million bags of that, and I'd rather empty the pail than try to finagle a bag. So it's just saving on bags, and it's saving on the changing, and it's just one more step sort of deal. So I'm gonna get going on getting this together, and it's pretty simple. The first thing you're gonna do is install the casters. Now the first step in all this is to put the casters onto the frame, and they will thread in right here. So once the casters are on, you flip it over, you put the motor on, make sure the outlet's at the edge. You have 4 hex bolts and washers, 1/2 inch wrench. So there's one thing that I want to look at, and you look at the impeller on this thing, and you can get a bigger impeller in this and create more suction. So you could essentially, this is 1200 CFM. This, changing this wheel, you could essentially make it almost a 2000 CFM on the same motor. Just a thought. It's maybe a upgrade in the future, but for right now, this is next, the cover. Make sure the gasket's on it, and then you use these pan-hand screws, which are in the package. You put them on. So this is kind of the tricky part where you need to balance and feed, and because you get a whole bunch of moving parts, plus you're trying to suspend this thing. So I got a couple in, I'll show you the rest, but you make sure your feet are loose on the bottom so that way you can adjust them to whatever. This bracket goes in, the instructions don't really show it unless you go through the breakdown of parts. So this one will go on the inside of this bracket, so it's a support for the bag. So let's do that. All that is left, put this 5-inch hose from here to here with these clamps, and then put the bags on. I already put the rod in, and you have these really funky clamps that you use to hold the bags, both upper and lower, and that's going to be an adventure. Not gonna lie, this is probably the hardest part, is putting this bag on. There's no loops, there's nothing, it just sits in there. You gotta put this clamp around it. Good luck to me. Haha. So there she be. There is my dust collector. King Canada and King Industrial, whatever you want to call it. A lot of features that I like. I thought about going with the smaller ones, maybe a 500 or 600 CFM, but this was on sale. It was only about $100 more, and it was upgradable. Well, now that I see the impeller, I can just change the impeller and get more out of that. But for right now, 1200 CFM will do 2 machines, which I don't use 2 machines at the same time. I'm not gonna hard plumb this shop. This one's, I'm gonna put flexible hose on this one, and it's going to clean up the crap. Like, my table saw is the worst at it. And for my sander and for my planer, I can use the 4-inch, and then everything else, if I really wanted to, I can use the shop vac, or the rigid vac with the dust deputy, and it worked pretty good. It's just annoying sound. So I'm gonna show you this sound. and she sucks. Like, put your hand on that port and holy crapola, that's a lot of stuff coming through. I'm happy. This is pretty much gonna sit in that corner, but if I get to the point where, so the next thing I'm gonna do is a garbage pail with a separator, chip separator, so that way I don't have to change that thing mega times. I'd rather just pour it, and to be honest, I can get rid of the chips pretty easy. All I have to do is put an ad on my local, so here we either have Marketplace or Kijiji, where I'm from in Canada. So I just put an ad on for free sawdust, and people come for either rabbits or compost or for their flower beds, or it always goes. So I always have an outlet to get rid of it. So with that being said, I think I will end it there. Appreciate you sticking by and seeing my dust collection. Another step forward on this. I have updates on the drum sander, which is, it's broken, but it's not broken. I have parts coming for it, even though it was only 3 days old when I turned it on. But nonetheless, there's issues with that, and it's getting resolved. And yeah, just keep moving forward. So everyone likes this video would be a great help. Smash that like, subscribe down below. I got this at a local dealer. My money. I don't get sponsored. Nobody pays for anything but me. I am the sponsor of my own channel, so to speak. So any help would be very greatly, which means sharing it, liking it, subscribing. I still have a boatload of subscribers or people that watch the videos but don't subscribe. Just subscribe. I have tons of stuff coming. I have lots and lots of stuff. So hope everyone's good. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.